Right now at noon, a look at how the nation's new budget legislation could impact area health care.
And we've got some clouds out there, still hot and muggy today, plus rain chances later this week. I'll look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, area small businesses gather to discuss how recent legislation could affect them.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Businesses and healthcare providers in the 4 states brace for potential impacts from the passage of the president's budget bill. Now, whether those impacts are positive or negative may be too soon to tell, but some area agencies are preparing through education or waiting due to uncertainty. Yesterday, local business owners in McDonald County had the opportunity to learn more about how state and federal legislation may impact them. It was part of a lunch and learn event hosted by the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce. A representative from the National Federation of Independent Businesses spoke to business owners about what work they're doing to support them, as well as answer questions about recent legislation. Topics included action taken to address Proposition A concerns in Missouri and why the Federation sees the recently passed Big Beautiful Bill as a win for businesses across the country.
We are hopeful that they're focusing on bringing manufacturing back. They're focusing on tariffing those countries that don't play fair. And so that allows our craftsmen, our machinists, our labor to begin to come up.
Now, another issue local business owners say they're concerned about is property taxes. That will be the topic of the next Lunch and Learn hosted by the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce. Now, on the healthcare side, the One Big Beautiful Bill cuts to Medicaid will affect hospitals in the 4 states. With $1 trillion set to be cut over the next 10 years, the future is unclear. Hospitals in the 4 states tell us that it's too soon to know how they'll be affected.
We are preserving it, we're protecting it, we're saving it for those who need it the most. This is something I've been working on since New Year's Eve.
We just don't know. Our patients rely heavily on Medicaid, so obviously we're very concerned and we're trying to look into the facts, but we just don't have the information, the data right now to know how is this going to impact Missouri and what are the changes going to be.
Medicaid is a federal program designed to help lower-income Americans afford health care. Here are some numbers from Medicaid.gov. Now, in Missouri, more than 1 million people are signed up for Medicaid and CHIP services. In Kansas, more than 400,000 and over 900,000 in Oklahoma. Let's head over now to Chris Warner for First Weather.
We've got a hot and muggy day out there. We've got some clouds, still not too bad in terms of if you like the sunshine. And I like the sunshine. I just don't like it when it tries to kind of cook everything, making it dangerous potentially for some folks out there. I didn't click the right box, but that's okay. Take a look. As you can see, traffic's flowing, which is always a good thing as well. As long as traffic's moving, that's definitely a positive deal. Yesterday started a little below normal and only a little above normal, but still, it's been pretty toasty. It's still pretty toasty now. In Joplin, we're at 87, feels like 93 already. At Dew Point up there at 71. And on the Kansas side of things, we've got 86 in Pittsburgh, feeling like 95 with that Dew Point at 75. Humidity also at 70%. Temperatures out there, upper 80, starting to see 90-degree readings, Chanute and Yates Center. And then with those heat index values, we're low. We've got some cooler ones, but you can see where we're getting into the mid to upper 90s. And we're looking at heat index values still this afternoon, up to 100 degrees, maybe a little above that. Skies will clear out later this evening, still into the upper 80s by 8 and near 80 by 11 o'clock tonight. We do have thunderstorm chances on the way starting tomorrow. We're going to go over those details here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a Topeka, Kansas man learns his fate for his role in a 2024 fatal crash in Jasper County, Missouri. The crash happened about 7 months ago on December 7th. Authorities responded to a report of a rollover on Sumac Road and County Road 280 in Jasper County. Troopers say a compact SUV pulled into the path of another car, causing it to overturn. Crystal Emery from Asbury was in that car. She died of her injuries at Freeman West. Authorities arrested the SUV driver, Malachi Doyle, who was then 20 years old. Yesterday, a Southwest Missouri judge sentenced Doyle to 2 years of unsupervised probation for the crash that killed Emery. Now, authorities had originally charged Doyle with multiple charges, including DWI, causing the death of another. But as part of the plea bargain, authorities dropped the DWI charge. A 6-month jail sentence was also suspended. Doyle will have to pay more than $300 in fines and court costs. Well, more emergency help is on the way to flood-ravaged Central Texas, and it's arriving from out of state. FEMA has activated a first responder group out of Missouri. Officials in Boone County, Missouri say 52 members that make up Missouri Task Force 1 will help with water rescues and locating bodies of victims. The group is expected to head to the hardest hit area of Texas, Kirk County, and be on the ground up to 2 weeks. The catastrophic flooding has left more than 100 people dead, and the search continues for the 7th day, where more than 170 people are still missing after last Friday's flooding disaster. And we're learning new details about the warning system in Kirk County from someone who helped install it. Jason Allen reports.
Yeah, so this is my Radio Shack. Wow.
With rows of monitors in his office and antennas sticking out of his lawn and on his roof, John David Trollinger, a former Kerr County IT director and registered pilot, tracks everything from weather satellites to radio traffic. Around 1 a.m. the morning of the storm, he took note of National Weather Service alerts in the area.
I looked and, oh, it's all red.
Just before 3:30 a.m., he heard a firefighter warn the swelling Guadalupe River was cutting off roads. A little less than an hour later, a more urgent call came through.
Yes, ma'am. We still have water coming up. The Guadalupe Shoemaker sign is now underwater on Highway 39. Is there any way we could send a code red out to our Hunt residents asking them to find higher ground or stay home?
Smart guy.
10-4 standby. We have to get that approved with our supervisor.
Trollinger was part of the team that installed Code Red at the county level more than a decade ago. It sends recorded messages and texts to warn people about life-threatening emergencies.
Are you registered on Code Red?
Yes.
Did you get an alert that night?
No.
He says he didn't receive an alert for nearly 6 hours. Wednesday, the Kerr County Sheriff declined to comment on how the Code Red system was deployed during the storm.
Those questions are going to be answered. I believe those questions need to be answered to the family of the missed loved ones, to the public, to the people that put me in this office.
As the community mourns, there have been remarkable stories of resilience.
Mom, are you in a tree?
15-year-old Jack Robertson recorded this on his phone, yelling to his mother Lindsay as they both clung to treetops just barely above the churning floodwaters Friday.
This big dead tree with the telephone pole holding it up, that's the tree my mom was in.
After the waters receded, Lindsay's husband Philip Robertson found her with a neighbor who had patched up a large gash on her leg.
People immediately started pitching in and helping, and it hadn't stopped yet. I mean, I think I was telling you earlier, it's renewed my faith in humanity.
Well, coming up, experts warn of a rise in pneumonia cases in some parts of southwest Missouri. And later, we're making sangria granita in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The city of Joplin debuts a brand new mural yesterday afternoon. A ribbon-cutting ceremony for the mural took place at Smith's Flooring Stores. The Joplin Arts District partnered with Aloe Fiber on the mural titled All Aboard, whose theme is a message of unity, welcoming everyone, regardless of who or what they are. And KOAM, the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks, and local first responders are teaming up for the second Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive in Joplin. The event is a friendly competition between Joplin Police, EMS, and the fire department to see who has the greatest showing. After a strong turnout last year, organizers are aiming even higher this time around. Medical professionals say there's an increase in pneumonia cases in some parts of southwest Missouri, specifically among adults 30 to 60 years old. Reagan DeTriolo talked to doctors and nurse practitioners on what they're treating in the hospital.
I've seen a lot in just 30-year-old women, men, that are healthy otherwise, and they were hit hard.
Keisha Hooper is a nurse practitioner with Citizens Memorial Hospital. She says there could be a variety of reasons as to why pneumonia cases are high this time of year.
We're in the summer months as well with travel and holidays, so we're gathering in close proximity with others. I think all factors are playing a role in why we're seeing such a spike in pneumonia cases this summer.
Hooper says pneumonia is not just an infection you need to worry about in the winter months.
I just think it's very important for people to be aware that pneumonia, viral illnesses, respiratory illnesses are not an isolated seasonal illness. They can still occur in the summer months.
There's also other respiratory infections on the rise. You can see in this chart from the Center for Disease Control from July 2024 to February of this year, we start to see an increase in December for flu and COVID hospitalizations, with peaks reached here in January and February. Dr. Barbara Bumberry with Mercy Hospital in Springfield says you must take pneumonia symptoms seriously.
You're going to have similar symptoms as other less severe upper respiratory infections, fever, chills, but you may be running a higher fever for a longer period of time, coughing, productive or dry, shortness of breath.
If it's not responding to the over-the-counter decongestants or things that you've tried at home and you're not getting any better, any relief, definitely pneumonia is a potential.
Still ahead, Mr. Food.
The cool and refreshing international favorite we're making today will have you saying, ooh, it's so good.
And it's hot and muggy today. It'll be hot and muggy tomorrow, but we are tracking thunderstorm chances. The latest when we come back.
Well, when the sun comes out, it's time to cool down. Today, Howard is making sangria granita in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Did you ever have an ice-cold glass of homemade sangria with lots of fruit in it that was so good you can still remember it? If you know what I'm talking about, then you're going to go crazy over what we're making today. It's a cool and refreshing frozen take on sangria, known in Italy as granita. Here in the States, it's more of a fruity flavored shaved ice, which goes together like this. What we do is add a cup of water to a saucepan along with some sugar. After that dissolves, we add some grape juice, orange juice, fresh blackberries or raspberries, and a couple sticks of cinnamon. We let this simmer for a bit, then we add some red wine, and we let it simmer a little longer. At this point, we strain it to remove the cinnamon stick and any seeds from the berries. Once it cools, cover it and pop it in the freezer to set up overnight. Right before serving it, we scrape it with a fork, like this, which creates our fruity shaved ice. 1 spoonful, and you're going to be making this all summer long. It tastes just like a sangria in the form of a slushie. To get your hands on our icy sangria granita, all you need to do is check out our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an icy, fun, and fruity way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, hot and muggy today and tomorrow. Heat index values up to at least 100. Breezy tomorrow. Thunderstorm chances scattered in nature as we head into the evening and overnight, continuing through the weekend, bringing our temperatures down a little below normal this weekend as well.
All right, Chris, thanks to our dear for us later on today.
Lots coming up at 5 for starters. The summer heat can trigger migraines. We're going to take a look at ways to stay cool and avoid the pain. Plus, Mercy Joplin says they've seen more snake bites this year than all of last summer. We're going to have tips to stay safe outdoors. And we visited Carthage High School's show choir camp to learn more about the work students put in during the off-season. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, Dal, thanks. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.